vibe. It's the weekly D. Come along for the ride. Welcome to the weekly D. We going all in. H-Town legends, yeah, we do it for the win. Talking big facts, got jokes on deck. A podcast so fire, man, show some respect. Plus, dropping in, telling stories so bold. Comedians, hustlers, legends and pros. We keep it light, keep it tight, but we wildin' too. If you ain't laughing, something wrong with you.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god.
At least
And
it
then it
didn't
like
fall
started,
out, dude.
it did, and then it started like going through my mind. I was like, dude, if my ring falls into this fucking toilet right now, I'm gonna have to stick my hand in piss and shit, and I'm not trying to deal with that on a fucking Wednesday morning. I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
Bro,
There's
that's
no, I'm so like germaphobe that there is
Mhm.
no amount of soap after that interaction where I will feel clean. No.
That's pretty funny, dude.
I've never had to do that. I never want to do that. I praise and
Uh-huh.
thank the men and women that work on sewage. I can't
Dude,
do
that
it.
ain't no joke.
Dude, after that happened, I then get on my phone watching TikTok, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
TikTok of a dude in London or England, not London, England,
Mm-hmm.
working on a sewage pipe that has a blockage, and he's like shoving up uh it's not an auger, it's the hose,
The
and it
snake?
does like water pressure.
Okay, okay.
So I'm seeing him do that, and it's fucking splattering everywhere.
Oh
This
my
dude's wearing
god.
gloves, but it's going everywhere.
Oh.
and 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 in the comments, everybody's just like, "So were the gloves just for
Show? Did he
like
have safety
show?"
goggles on at
I
least?
have no idea. He was doing like the GoPro like POV.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
and he's sitting there like you see him like doing like the hands and everything,
Uh-huh.
and it's just like, and I was like, oh,
I hope he wasn't in the splash zone.
oh, he kind of was because he had to put like a towel to
Uh-huh.
like because it was upstream, so he had to
Okay.
put a towel downstream to unclog it. It was one of those toilet fresheners that hangs on the
Okay.
like toilet bowl.
Yeah, the little one that you
Apparently, it
put on
got
the side.
flushed down the toilet or whatever,
Oh
and that's
shit.
it clogged the line.
How did that happen?
I don't know, but he's trying to like use water pressure. Takes one piece out,
Uh-huh.
removes the towel, steps to the side. I'm like, bro, what's the point of like stepping out of the way when it's already touched you? It's already covered you.
Yeah.
At that point, you
Oh.
might as well just stand in front of
I
it.
hope he
But
had a face mask on at least, bro.
I
That,
don't know. But then, like, it was like slurry
uh-huh.
all over the floor in front of
Oh,
him, and he was
that's so
pressure washing it
gross.
clean.
Just cool and calm and collected. Like
Dude,
this is
and then he
just
had a
another
shovel.
Monday.
He had a shovel. He
Uh
put
huh.
it down, and he was using his hand that had the glove on to scoop it onto the shovel to throw it into a bucket. And then what he couldn't pick up, he pressure washed off. And I'm like, I'm sick.
Bro, that's
My stomach's
terrible.
turning. And I
That's
just
so
took I
bad.
just took my medication like a couple days before.
Uh
So
huh.
my stomach was already turning, and I was like, oh my god, I want to throw up.
That's fucking gross.
Oh my god. And then like I went to the comments again, and they're like, and you know, this guy is so used to it. After this job, he's just gonna go into his van and eat his lunch.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like, no, 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 no. I can't do that.
That's
I
gross.
praise those blue collar workers.
Oh, no, I'm not gonna lie.
I couldn't do it.
There was a few times when I was a mechanic, and I know for damn sure I had a little bit of oil on my hand, and I still ate my sandwich.
That's fine, right? That doesn't hurt. Like I could be working on a car and my hands are like black with like grease and everything, and I'm just like, what's the point of washing my hand if it's about to get dirty? It's
Right.
finger food. Let me just eat it real quick. It's not gonna hurt. It's just a little bit.
You know, hot Cheetos taste great when you got a little bit of gasoline on your hand.
Oh,
That's a
that's
little
fucking
extra kick.
crazy. That's fucking crazy. But then like sitting there and thinking about being a sewage guy.
Yeah, that's gross.
No, I
Imagine
can't
you
do
got sloppy
that.
joes for lunch that day.
No,
Something with gravy.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry, but I gotta share this. I seen this shit. I gotta share with everybody else. It looked like sloppy joes, but with that tint, like that,
Ooh,
like that.
yellowish brownish tint.
Yeah.
Ooh, That's
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah, my stomach's starting to turn talking
Bro,
about
that's
it.
fucking gross.
Oh
You,
my
you you ever have a
god.
situation where you're taking a shit at a friend's house and realize there's no plunger and the water's not going down?
Oh, dude, I hate that. At that point, I walk out and I'm like, yo, I hate to be that guy, but I need something to get rid of this.
You know, one time I was at Chino's house
Oh
and
no.
we had drank like fucking crazy the night before and we were drinking again that day. And I think the only thing I had eaten was like a water burger, a patty melt. And I had to take a massive dump, dude. I go take a shit, flush, nothing happened. And I was like, uh oh. So I was like, do I flush again or do I just wait it out? So I waited it out a little bit and I saw the water go down a little bit and I flushed again. Now the water got a little bit higher and I was like,
Mm.
fuck. I was like, all right, I'm gonna wait it out for a little bit more. The water came back down, flushed again. The water got a little bit higher, and I was like, oh shit, it's not going down. It's not a floater, but it won't go down. So at that point, I was like, I've been here too long. It's gonna start getting suspicious. He's gonna think I'm doing something in here. So I just left. I walked out and I left.
That's nothing. Okay, so there's one time, and it happened like last year. Fucking Dylan using his bathroom. This was when we lived with my parents.
Uh-huh.
And all of a sudden, I hear like screaming from like my room. And my room is like attached to the house, but like through the garage.
Yeah.
I hear him screaming and screaming. I go running in. I like turn the corner, open that door, and it's just gushing out.
Oh no.
I'm talking about he pissed, he shitted. The reason why it clogged was because he stuffed it with toilet paper.
Oh no. Was
And
he doing
I'm
like a
like,
science experiment where he stuffed it first and
I
then?
don't know. And I'm just sitting there like, I'm not touching that. You're cleaning that. That came out your butt. And then I was like, here are some gloves. And he's sitting there cleaning. And I was like, all right, I'm going to go get you more paper towels. I come back. He took the gloves off. And I'm like, dude, you're nowhere near done cleaning. And he's getting pissed at me. I'm like, dude, you need to clean this up because I'm not touching it. Here are the bags. Here's gloves. He gets pissed. He goes barehanded. And I'm like,
Oh no.
I was like, no, 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 no. I after he kind of picked it up, I mopped it all up and everything, and then I was like, "Don't leave this bathroom. You are going to strip naked, and you're hopping into that shower because I don't want you touching anything."
That's fucking gross, dude. That's terrible.
Oh no, that was horrible. That was worse. That was the worst thing I've ever seen.
You know,
Oh,
one time I went to the beach in with Noelia and we took her little siblings. And her little brother was probably like 4 or 5 at the time, right? And when we
mm,
go to this specific beach that has no public access to restrooms,
oh god.
it's kind of like a private beach, but it's not. It's just
Hmm.
near like a subdivision. And we obviously didn't rent a house or anything. We were just there for the day. You know, we're only going to be there probably like 6 hours most, and then we're going to head back home. And Noelia and her sisters take off because they have to go use the restroom. The little brother doesn't say anything, right? So then we're in the water, and the little brother looks at me. He's like, "Bro, I gotta take a shit." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Well, they just left." I was like, "Can you hold it?" And he's like, "No, I gotta take a shit." And I was like, "Well, you got two options, buddy. You either go find a spot in the sand and dig a hole and shit there, or make it mass free. You should in the ocean." And I'm joking with him, right, saying this, not thinking he's gonna actually do it. So he walks off to the sand. And he comes back. He's like, "I can't do that." I was like, "What?" He's like, "I can't dig a hole. My stomach hurts too much." And I was like, I like hit over at the beach. I was like, "Well, that's there. It's open." And he's like, "No, that's gross." I was like, I was like, fish shit in the water all the time. And you're fine with that. And he's like, okay. He's like, I think I can hold it. I was like, all right. So we go back in the water and I'm just chilling there, just hanging out. I look over at him and he's making a funny face. And I was like, what the fuck is he doing? Right? And then I see him go down in the water. And when he comes back up, I see two little logs just bloop, bloop. And he looks at me. He's like, I did it. And I was like, what do you mean you did it? He's like, I took a shit. I was like, dude, I was just fucking joking with you. Oh man, I was just in awe that he actually did it because I was fucking with him the whole time, and I swear, dude, he comes out the water, then right after him, bloop bloop, two little logs pop up. And I was like, well, there's fish food now.
Two
I've
little
never let him live it
submarines
down.
come out of the water.
Every time we go to the beach, I bump him like, hey, remember that time you took the shit at the beach? And he just looks at me. He's like, I don't want to talk about it.
Like, stop. You swore you were going to talk about it. This was a secret between bros.
I told him, I was like, at least it wasn't diarrhea because you would have had like a whole mess when in the waves. And that would have been a messy situation.
Did you pack up your stuff and move like several feet the other
No,
way?
no, we just walked away. I was like, let's just get out the water for a little bit. That shit was
Dude,
gross.
if I saw somebody doing that, I would not go back into that water.
I don't think you would notice it, right? I mean, unless you're paying attention or something. I don't think anyone noticed. Like it was, again, it's a very secluded part, so not a lot of people go there anyway. So it's not like there's a ton of people around. It was just maybe at most like 20 people on, let's say, a mile stretch. So it wasn't that many
Damn.
people. But yeah, it was
God.
fucking gross. I didn't go back in the water for a while. I was like, I gotta let the
You're like,
waves.
we're gonna let that marinate.
Yeah. I told him after, I was like, come on, let's just go play in the sand for a little while. And then he started panicking at one point. He tasked me, he's like, bro, what if it washes up on the beach? I was like, you say it's a dog and don't ever mention it again.
Take a picture, send it to the beach patrol, and be like, "This dog took a shit.
Right.
This is
I
disgusting."
wish I had like a waterproof phone or something. I would have taken a picture of him and sent it to his family group chat.
I think, oh man, where'd we go? I think it was like Matagorda, and we
Uh-huh.
were out, and Waterloo went with us, and she loves the water and everything, so she's sitting there splashing around, running around, running, and we're like, "All right, where'd she go?" And we turn around and we look at her, and she's making eye contact with us, looking back, making eye contact as she's shitting in the water. And
Oh no!
I was like, babe, uh, I think it's time for us to go. And there's people walking.
Like,
There's like a bunch of people walking and driving on the sand like by, and I was just like, we gotta pretend that's not our dog. So let's run away, and she's gonna follow us anyway.
so me and Olivia and her family went to the beach last weekend, and we took Maui and Russell. And Russell had a blast, dude. It was his second time going to the beach. He absolutely loved it. He got in the water a little bit, but he wasn't too fond of getting soaking wet. But at one point, me and Noelia are walking the dogs, and similar situation, except Maui's taking a piss in the water, right?
Mhm.
And there's literally like kids playing next to him, like a couple feet away from him, and he's just pissing and pissing, and he's looking at them, looking back, looking at us, and he pissed probably for like a good minute to a minute and a half. And next thing I know, I see a wave coming and just splashes all that piss and water up to the kids. And I was like, babe, let's get out of here. I was like, run.
That's not our dog. That's not our dog. That's a stray we found.
But yeah. Be careful when taking your pets or kids to Galveston. There's a reason it's brown.
Jesus. The bad part is if you go to South Padre, people can actually see you doing it.
Yeah, because it's crystal clear. Bro, I love South Padre. I want to go out there again. I don't know if I will this summer though.
I'd like to go, especially since all of Nicole's like paperwork is
Mhm.
done, so she is officially a Zamora on everything.
Nice.
And so I was like, all right, next step is we gotta go to Walgreens, get you a passport.
Uh-huh. You don't need a
I
passport to
I
go
wonder
to
if I have to
South Padre.
update mine. I'm not too sure, huh?
You don't need a passport to go to South
You
Padre.
might need it just in case because there is a checkpoint.
Yeah, but they don't ask you shit. Me and Noelia went, what, 2, 3 years ago? And all I said was, U.S. citizen. And they let me through. They didn't even ask me for ID or anything. I was like, U.S. citizen. And they're like, all right, keep going.
Yeah, but with
So,
the way things are right now, though, I kind of
oh,
wonder if
maybe.
they might have. Yeah, I
Bro, they're
mean
going to deport your ass before they deport her.
that's true. That's true. That's true. But yeah, I told her we gotta get our passports situated. I don't know if
Yeah.
I need to do anything to mine. Does it expire?
Yeah, every 10 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
I might be due.
But I don't know, though. I mean, I'm pretty sure they'll just ask you for ID. You're not leaving the country.
True, but I would do it just in
Just
case.
to be
I'd
safe.
just rather not. I'd rather
Again,
not
bro,
get locked
both
up
of
and
y'all
not
are
be able to
white
come
as
back.
fuck.
Look, man, where my family comes from, we all look white, but we're all Mexican.
Yeah, but when they pull up the color card, they're gonna be like, all right, he's light enough.
Oh
Keep it
goddamn.
going.
You're gonna be in. Yeah, yeah, okay, so then we're gonna ride in separate cars. We're gonna go to South Padre while you get stopped. Yeah, I'm gonna record you getting arrested from far away.
And I'll be yelling, U.S. citizen, U.S. citizen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're gonna be like, "Where'd he come from? Is he Mexican or is he Israeli?"
I'm like, I don't
God
speak
damn
English.
it! God damn.
Espanol only, please.
You'd be like, "Allah Akbar!" Oh, you'd get in big trouble.
I'm like, yo quiero Taco Bell.
Oh God, then. Yeah, Whataburger, good. Whataburger, good. I like
I want
Whataburger.
a pepperoni pizza.
New York, yes, New York. Whoa, don't bring up New York.
Oh my god, dude! If I were to get in that situation, I think I would make it very bad for myself. I'd start
You would
cracking
do it
jokes,
only just to see, because
right?
you like fucking with people, and you like pushing it to the limit.
Right. I'm like, Senor, no, no hablo
Let's see
inglés.
how you're like. Let's see how far we can take this. And you might be in handcuffs, sitting at border
Still
patrol.
yelling USA.
Yeah, yelling USA, and they're trying to figure out who you are. And you'll probably be like close to being on the airplane where you're like, "Yo, I'm just kidding, dude. Like, I
Right.
am American. I am an American. I have papers to prove it. All you had to
Right.
do was ask."
Right. They're gonna be like, why didn't you ever say anything? You never asked.
And then you're gonna turn around and be like, "Well, I just wanted to create a lawsuit so I could make millions of dollars off the
Right.
government for
I'm
you
gonna
know."
turn full Karen. What's your name and your badge number? I'm gonna speak to the
after
supervisor.
after the accent and everything, just out of nowhere, just be like, "What's your name? What's your badge number?"
Right. I call you. I actually get deported. Hey guys, we'll be out for a couple weeks.
Oh, where you at?
On vacation.
Oh, on vacation. In the Gulf of America.
Right. I'm gonna call you. I'm like, yeah, Uncle Donnie paid for my vacation. I'll be back in a couple weeks. It was a one way
God,
flight. So
imagine. Jesus.
would that be the best way to put my tax dollars to use? Get myself deported so I get a free trip?
And then you get all your tax money back because you filed a lawsuit and won.
Right.
I mean,
Sounds
that's
like
one
a
way.
win-win to me.
You know what? You know what? Get enough. We get Chino that gold membership.
That's what I'm saying,
That's
bro.
that's one way we can do it.
I mean, we get that gold card, that ultimate game pass for the USA.
Yeah, I still can't believe that's a thing.
Oh no, we live in a crazy time right now, dude. There's so much chaos, so much shit happening right now. You can't even keep up with it.
Yeah, it's like one thing right after the other. Like I hear
Yeah,
about like the tariffs, and then like all the car dealerships are freaking out, and I'm over here like, isn't the Toyota Tundra made in Texas. That's why they all have the Texas flag. You guys are confusing me here. I know the parts come from over there, but
It's Texas edition. I mean,
yeah,
you still get tariffs on the parts, right?
yeah.
See, that's the same thing I was thinking about, and I actually talked to someone that still works at our old company,
Hmm.
and I was asking them about the tariffs and how they're going to affect the Orange Tractor Company, and they pretty much just said that what they're expecting is the parts, because you know how we build everything in the U.S.
Hmm.
They just send it in crates.
Hmm.
They'll just have to pay the parts cost in tariffs. So
Hmm.
interesting.
Very.
Hmm.
Is it the? Is our old boss?
No, someone above him.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah,
Okay. Our old boss. I saw him on
someone.
the freeway one time going home. I was
Did
like,
you did you flip him off?
no. I was trying to catch up to him, but my exit was coming up, and I was like, you know what? He's not worth that much time.
Next time I go to Rosenberg, I want to make sure I have a Whataburger cup with the straw.
You know
In
what?
case I drive by him,
I
I'm
think he
like,
was sipping. The funny part is, I think he was sipping on a Whataburger cup. Like he has no tent on the
yeah.
back windshield. I can literally see his big ass just like hunched over
Mhm.
driving, and I just see the cup just.
No, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull up next to him and just play with the straw until I get his attention. I roll down the window, get a little bit of the soda, roll it out the window, and blow in it. That way he remembers.
I really wonder if they miss us there.
I mean, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. We were fun. We were a fun group. We had a lot of laughs.
Yeah, we were like the favorites
We were
in a
also the money
sense.
makers, so
Oh, nah, I can't take credit for that one, dude.
I mean, you helped me. You helped me move shit around.
I helped you.
You held my light when I needed someone to hold the light.
Yeah, I was like the most expensive like mechanic assistant. Like I couldn't even really work on my own shit without
Yeah,
being like, "Hey Daniel,
it's all
hey
right.
Daniel," and then
That
you're
was
just
half the
like,
company.
and then you were like, "I'm tired of explaining this. Move over. I'll just do it." And I'm like, "Oh, that's how you do it. Okay."
And then you forget next
Then
day.
the next day, I'm just like, you know what? I really don't feel like trying to remember this shit. Hey Daniel.
That's literally like I want to say 2/3 of my career at that company was that just answering people's questions.
Hey Daniel, and like, dude, we had this conversation like 2 weeks ago. Man, yeah, I know, but I don't remember.
And I would say, read the damn book. And then 5 minutes later, I read the book, couldn't find it.
I read the book, and it's like, it's crazy. Is that reading that book, you're looking for something specific, so you're like reading, and it's like fine print, like this fucking small
Yeah.
on the step that you
Or
needed to. That was important.
or because it was translating from Japanese to English, it makes no fucking sense.
Yes. It's like, okay, I'm looking at the picture, but the description is telling me something totally different. My shit does not look like that.
That
Help!
shit ain't right. And he got no gas.
Ugh.
Oh man, that was a fun place to work at. Like I hated it, but it was a fun place to work at.
It was fun.
It was a
It
good
was
time
fun.
fucking with everybody.
Yeah,
My
I don't
favorite
miss
thing was
that
pissing
building.
off everyone in the front. Going back, you order the wrong fucking parts. Order the right parts next time. They tell me to look at my own parts, and then I'd get them wrong on purpose just to see if they double checked. I did that a
You
couple
know,
times. And then Jonathan was like, dude, you gotta find the right parts. And I'd be like, I'm not a parts guy. I get paid to fix, you get paid to order.
but you want to know what's funny on my end, though, is that I made sure my parts were correct,
Mm-hmm.
sent it in, and only got like two out of the entire list. And I'm
Still
like,
got them
what is
wrong.
this?
Yep.
Or a very specific person would take my order.
Mm-hmm.
I have part numbers and everything, and
Mm-hmm.
yet somehow my whole list was wrong. And I'm like, this does not belong on this tractor. This belongs on the tractor all the way the fuck over there, but that's not why
Mm-hmm.
it's here. But thanks. And they're like, oh, it's gonna be another couple days walking. They're like, yo, I know you wanted this done today.
Not gonna happen.
This is not gonna happen. But why the
Nope.
fuck not? What'd you break now? I didn't break nothing. I didn't even have a chance to break anything because my parts are wrong, even though my part numbers are correct. Motherfucker. And I'm like, well, it's like,
Yeah, I was a dick
talk to your
about
parts
parts.
department. You're in charge of it, aren't you?
Yeah. I was a dick about parts. I was a dick to Jonathan too a couple times when he was in parts. Like he would order something. I'm like, you ordered the wrong fucking one. And I'm like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. And I'm like, yes, you did. And then I would show him where I highlighted it and then scratched it out and re-highlighted the right part. I'm like, see, you should have noticed the correction there. I used to piss him off all the time, especially your favorite parts person, the one that
Fuck
shall
that
not be
bitch.
named.
Yeah, fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. And then the other one, I don't even know what the fuck happened to her. I still have her on Snapchat, and it's stupid shit. I
I
don't.
know. After the whole my whole side hustle blew up in my face, and me and my wife got in a big fight, I unfollowed and blocked all that nonsense.
You
But
should have gave
yes,
it to that one salesman. You probably would have paid a lot of money
I
for
think
that.
that was her only subscriber. I'm not gonna lie. The
But my question
transaction
is,
fee was maybe
how did he find out though? That's the crazy
uh,
thing.
advertising. I mean, she told
Yo,
everybody.
what's even crazy though is, let's be honest, guys. If you ever send a dick pic, make
You're
sure
gonna
you're
get
not wearing
rated.
your tidy whities. I didn't see it. I was told about it after I seen that man again, like a few days after
You
being
couldn't see
told that
them.
I could not look him in the
Yeah,
eye. I was like, bro, how you gonna be dressing up like a thug and walking around like a thug, but you got tidy whities on?
bro. That's yeah. The worst part is they clown his meat, bro. At least make sure it's like semi hard. Take a tabs before you take a dick pic.
You know what's crazy? I'm thinking about the guy and know what he looks like. I don't remember his fucking name.
Kind of famous person or what?
No,
He
tidy
looks
whitey boy.
he looks like someone.
No, I know what he looks like,
Oh, you
but
don't remember his
I
name?
can't remember his name.
Same, same. If I saw him somewhere, I'm like, oh, that's that guy.
Yes,
But
exactly.
don't know his name.
Because one time I went to Viva Mariscos with the wife,
Uh huh.
and he was sitting at the bar, and I was like, I know that guy,
I'm like, Teddy Whiteys, what's up, Paul?
but I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna completely ignore him because I don't remember his name.
We called him Too Cold.
Yeah,
It was
for
too
some
cold in
reason
that
the name
room.
that keeps popping up is Anthony, and I know that's not right.
No, that's definitely not right.
It's
He
not
was too
right.
thugged to have a
And then I
name like
wanted, and then I
Anthony.
wanted to say Antonio, but his name is not
I
Antonio,
want to
so
say
I
it
don't.
starts with the G, but I'm not sure. And I don't want to say the wrong name and have him identified. But yeah, dude, can you believe at one point I was an online pimp? Yeah, no, I quit that. That's old Danny.
Eh, I
Look,
couldn't do
man,
it.
look, money was tight. I was trying to make some cash, quick cash. There's two things I'm really good at: turning wrenches and hustling. And my hustle just happened to be selling nudes online.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's a shame that all blew up in my face.
He could have really advertised that Tabs chocolate right there.
I could have really made a lot of money, bro. I'm telling you, if my life had gone a different direction and I stuck to that, I would have been making some bank right now. I guarantee that.
You'd be looking like what's his name?
Be like Hugh Hefner.
Ron
They're gonna
Jeremy.
say fucking Tristan Tate or whatever his name
No, I
is,
was gonna
Andrew
say no.
Tate.
I was gonna say
My
Ron
shit were
Jeremy.
illegal. They were
That's what
all
you were gonna
queens
look
above
like.
18, bro.
You were gonna look like Ron Jeremy.
And they were willfully doing it.
Long hair, semi bald. Yeah, I can see that.
Nah, fuck you. All right. I know we have a tight timeline for today.
Yes.
So how about we do our clip of the week?
Let's do it.
All right, but before we do our clip of the week, Alan, pull up your script.
It's already up. Am I
Let
gonna
us
follow
tell
along
you.
perfectly? I don't know.
All right, so before we go to clip of the week, let us take a quick break to talk about something that can really heat things up. Tabs, sex, chocolates.
If you're looking to turn up the romance and enhance intimacy, Tabs has you covered. These aren't just any chocolates, they're made to be shared. You break the square, you share it with your partner, and then, well, you know the rest.
That's right. Break it, share it, bang. It's that simple. And the best part, Tabs is designed to enhance the experience for both men and women. It helps with blood flow, sensitivity, and endurance, so the pleasure lasts longer and feels even better for everyone involved.
Plus, it tastes amazing, rich, smooth, and just the right amount of indulgence. It's the kind of treat that turns dessert into foreplay.
And listen, if you've been feeling a little too relaxed lately, Tabs is here to help. One bite, and you might just find yourself getting bricked up faster than a construction site on a deadline. God damn.
Fucking stupid. Exactly. And right now we've got an exclusive deal just for the DFAM. Head to Tab's website, use the promo code LOVE, LOVE, 231690 at checkout to unlock your special discount.
That's LOVE 231690 for a sweet deal on something even sweeter. So whether you're planning a special night or just want to keep things exciting, Tabs sex chocolates are the way to go.
Go grab yours and get ready to build some memories.
Boom. Damn, Alan, you did so good at reading that. You were
Yeah.
amazing, bro.
Shit.
You deserve an award
The
for that one.
chuckle, you inserted the chuckle, and the chuckle was genuine, okay? Because you sat there and you're like, deadline. God damn. I was like, motherfucker.
Bricked up. Oh my god. All right. Clip of the week. You know, we live in a time of chaos, Alan, right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of angry people. There's a lot of people that are somehow, for some reason, taking their anger out on Teslas. Luckily for you, I found a video from my old hometown in California, Corona, California, where someone decided to light a Tesla on fire. And
Oh,
it
that's
went
crazy.
completely wrong. All right. So let's get this video rolling. Oh shit, I'm clicking on the wrong thing. All right.
From game on to flame on, this idiot setting this car on fire, quite possibly a Molotov cocktail, now instantly transports into a flaming low, and this bitch is on fire. My God, looking like a freaking
What the
hot
fuck?
pocket, flaming yawn, whatever. Now, quick work from Alicia Keys.
God damn.
That was a horrible ending to the clip. This girl is on.
That's literally the fuck around and find out definition right there.
And then, first of all, the man apparently didn't pay attention in elementary school when they said stop, drop, and roll.
He ran, bro. Oh man, I feel so bad like for Tesla taking all them hits and getting all fucked up. But god damn, that was something. That was let's
I
watch it
don't.
one more time
I want to
without
know.
sound.
I want to know what did he use? I guess
Homie said
gas.
flame on, turn straight up, turn into the Human Torch.
Oh my goodness.
I'm assuming he used some sort of alcohol, but not like tequila or something like actual like rubbing alcohol or something that's super flammable. You know
Mm-hmm.
what it was? It was probably a bottle full of gasoline. The way that shit blew up, and just check them out right there.
That
Boom.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it had to be some type of accelerant because there's no way it's just gonna light up like that.
Yeah, it
But
had to be.
he did a horrible job though.
I mean, he torched the car.
He
I
torched
guess
the
he got
car, but
objective done, but he also torched himself. Now imagine how hard it's going to be for police to identify this man when he goes to the hospital for fucking third-degree burns.
Jesus Christ. I did. I've also seen a clip earlier this week of a guy walking up in the parking lot and just like keying a Tesla, even though they have cameras.
Yeah, people have been keying Teslas left and right, dude.
Now, why is that?
Again, they're mad.
What are
They're
they
mad
mad
at
about?
Elon because he's cutting. What's he cutting? Medicare, Medicaid.
Oh, is he really? I didn't know that.
No, he's not actually cutting Medicaid, dude. They claim he is, but he's not.
Again, there's so much misinformation. It's kind of crazy to be able to tell what's truthful and what's not.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's wild. I don't know, man. Like I said, we live in a crazy time, and it's just it blows my mind how extremist people are. Like all this shit's unnecessary. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, another thing, it's kind of crazy that a lot of people said that Trump supporters were crazy,
Uh
and
huh.
yet with the current administration, now you have like Democrats or
I
whatever
mean,
party they are being extreme as well.
yeah. I mean, if you look at it, right, when Biden was president, sure, there were some riots, there was some stuff, but I don't think it got to this extent. Now, both times that Trump has been president, we had the BLM movement, which there was riots and all sorts of shit happening in Seattle. You know, a bunch of looting in LA. Where else? DC. I mean, it was bad during the BLM movement and all the damage they did. And then now that
Hmm.
he's president and Elon is helping him out, which is what I find hilarious because most Tesla owners were Democrats at one point. If not, there still are. You know, they all went for the green car, the EVs, got to be electric, and now they're just torching them and destroying them, which I find crazy. Like I don't understand how your logic goes so extreme. Um, but again, I don't know. I don't know what to
Yeah,
say
I
about it.
don't. I don't. Mm. Something that doesn't really affect my day to day, which, like, looking at it, it's like, okay, that's some crazy shit. But at the same time, we're supposed to be able to vote on everything. The power is supposed to be ours. It
Yeah,
might not go the way that we personally don't want it to go, but at the same time, it's technically speaking, it's general consensus of the country, not just me as the individual. But it
yeah,
is. I can't think of you know something happening. I may have voted against it, but it's still happening.
yeah,
It was a group vote. I got outvoted.
yeah,
I can't see myself getting so upset that I want to damage other people's property or hurt other individuals. I can't understand that logic.
yeah. Again, I don't understand how you go so extremist. I mean, sure, there's always things that you're not going to agree with, right? There's always going to be politics that you're going to be like, oh yeah, that sounds great, and oh no, like this is a fucking stupid idea. Why would we do this? And just like voting for I voted for Barack Obama back in what 2012.
So did I.
Yeah, like I was a Democrat. I was a Democrat. I even considered voting for Joe Biden at one point, and but it just I don't know, man. Everything's just too extreme. Like we need to pump the brakes, have a little powwow, get a little high together, get a little drunk together, maybe have a crawfish boil, invite the fam. Let's just talk it out. Let's not go destroy shit. Because I mean, it is a felony to destroy property.
Yeah.
So let's be smart and civil here. You know. And likewise, like when January 6th happened, I mean, I don't agree with what happened. Like, I think that was a terrible look for our country. But then again, like, who do you really blame? You know, and is it worth blaming? See, this is something I always talk to my therapist about. I've been very open that I go to therapy regularly and shit, and he helps me with like impulsivity issues and not depressive thoughts, but just impulse control, addiction. And one of the things we always talk about is like we work on grounding techniques and shit. And I was telling him the other day that it's really funny because like when I was a kid, I took anger management. A lot of the things that he's teaching me now are the same things that I was taught when I was a kid about grounding yourself, kind of thinking things through before you act on impulse. And one of the biggest things we always talk about is like for every action you have, you need to take a quick break, like before you react, and just think: is what I'm about to do going to benefit me in any way? Is the reaction worth it? Is it worth the energy? You know, and like when you start thinking about all these things, like you're like, why the fuck? What do you get out of destroying a Tesla? You're not hurting him. He has insurance. All these dealerships are probably privately owned. People that buy a Tesla dealership. So you're not fucking over Tesla. You're fucking over the family that owns that dealership.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're not sticking it to the man. If anything, you're hurting your community. It was the same thing that happened when everyone started looting like Target and CVS in LA and different spots on the West Coast, where it got to the point where those stores left the state. Those stores are not in certain parts of California. It's very rare you see a CVS in California now because a lot of them left because they're constantly getting looted and nothing was being done. So it's like at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself: is what I'm doing really worth it? Is it going to benefit me or anyone else? 'Cause at the end of the day, you're just car dealerships are just going to claim insurance. You know,
Yeah.
they're going to do an investigation. All these Teslas have cameras. Everyone's getting caught on camera vandalizing them. So sooner than later, it's all going to fucking blow up in your face. You're going to end up in jail and prison. And for what? You didn't do shit. All you did was burn a fucking Tesla and torch half your fucking body off.
Yeah, and fuck up the rest of your life too, because you'll be stuck in a fucking cell block.
Yeah, you're gonna be stuck with Leroy and with third-degree burns, and he ain't gonna worry. He's just gonna spit on it and keep it going. Alan, you're laughing too hard at that shit, dude.
I don't even know the lore of that, and I'm laughing because with the amount of context that I have, I just know it's some fucked up shit.
Just know, as a gag gift, we did buy Chino soap on a rope.
Oh god damn. Jesus Christ.
I can't tell you about Leroy on this. One day, Chino will tell you the lore of Leroy, but just know Leroy exists. He's a real person.
That's crazy.
And if you have any more questions, just go listen to my diss about Chino. I explained it a little bit.
Yeah. That was also another wild thing that happened this whole entire week.
Oh, we had a rap battle. I forgot about that. I was so excited about it last week, and then we didn't record it. You're right.
Yeah, there was quite a few songs.
Fuck, dude, I had something planned for last week too, and I forgot. I think it was like break down the best lines that we had for one another.
God damn.
You fucked me up though with that Chinese Peppa Pig. I heard that and I was like, fuck, dude. He fucked me up.
I don't remember what the fuck I was thinking. So it started getting worse because I couldn't focus 100% on what I was saying. This was getting busy. But that first one, I was like, let's start some shit. And then I was like, you know what? At the same time, I want to do like some secret jabs up in that motherfucker. I want like that wordplay. I want him to use his brain to realize that I had dissed him in 4 different lines, saying the one thing. And then for some reason, I was trying to call you like something.
Call me broke.
Like, what was funny is that when I wrote the Chinese Peppa Pig, all I thought about is when you laugh, you squint really bad, like you're Asian. And I was like, and he's fat.
Damn,
So I was like, Peppa fucking Pig.
The first thing I thought was like, I gotta make some fat jokes. That's why I was like AOC, more like AOB, always out of breath. Those are fun, dude. I had so much fun. You can ask Noelia. I was literally just writing jokes the whole time. I was just writing punchlines, and then I would throw it in ChatGPT and be like, "Nah, let's fix this." I would rewrite more punchlines, and that's literally what I would do. I wouldn't have any premise. I would just write punchlines, plug them into ChatGPT, and I'll be like, "All right, let's organize this and see how it flows."
That's basically what I was doing. I was writing like just like little discs,
Yeah,
and then I was just like, all right, let's throw this shit in there and see what happens.
yeah. I literally that's all I was doing was just writing
Yeah,
fucking jokes.
definitely next episode we're gonna have to sit there and break that down.
Yeah, yeah. It was it was so much fucking fun,
And
dude.
then if everybody really enjoys it, we can actually like make a playlist and
We
upload all of
should,
them.
yeah,
Like probably put them like on YouTube. Maybe
yeah.
it'd be
Did you hear my
easier.
last diss?
No, I did not. I didn't get to
Oh my
click on
god,
it.
dude! I learned how to use ad libs.
Jesus Christ.
Like having to do stupid shit at the end of every sentence.
Yeah, yeah. That's another thing too. Is like learning like how to do like the little
How to manipulate it to do what you
Yeah,
want it to do.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because you can't just write it out and you can't put it in caps. You have to do like certain symbols,
Yeah,
do what you want it to do, and then end it with the same symbol. So it's basically like coding.
damn near we're coding a fucking song,
Yeah,
putting
we're
it together.
coding a damn song using AI just to diss each other.
Yeah. Dude, that was way too much fun. I was having so much fun just writing jokes, like trying to think of.
Dude, I was sitting in Needville, just like staring out at like because we were house sitting,
Uh
sitting
huh.
there in Needville in the back porch, staring out in the middle of the land.
Uh huh.
And Nicole comes up to me with my iced tea, and like I'm sitting there laughing at everyone's reactions. I start kicking my feet, and she's like, "Yo, kicking your feet laughing is kind of crazy." And I was like, "Dude, you don't understand. This is hilarious."
Dude, it was too much fun. It was it was way too much fun just dissing each other back and
I
forth.
also got a little bit of inspiration because I had to sit there and make like somewhat of a diss track about a coworker.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because he was always talking about like working 90-hour weeks and stuff. Well, he made a song using
Uh
the
huh.
same AI generator because I
Uh huh.
introduced it to him, and it was a country song about like working 90-hour weeks. That's a lot of work.
Uh huh.
Trying to like get into like a square body Chevy and like drive down to the coast.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, quote me on that. That was a nice line right there. That I didn't even try. I wasn't even trying to make it rhyme. Um, artist. Goddamn.
Artiste.
Artiste. An artiste. Yeah, and I wrote a diss about it, and I had to play it. I played it for the shop because we had a Bluetooth radio, so
Uh-huh.
that thing was loud. And now every time I'd like bring it up or try to play it, he turns my phone off. He pauses it on my phone. He connects to the Bluetooth radio to cut it off from actually going off.
God
Turns off
damn.
the radio, unplugs the radio.
God damn.
He goes out of his way for no one to listen to it.
Wow.
Oh,
That's
it's so hilarious.
insane.
It's funny, and it's all because I have a line in there talking about um his nicotine addiction getting him down bad.
Oh,
He
really?
wants he wants no one to know that he has a nicotine addiction.
Dude, I think I'm developing one.
Why?
I
I
went through a
don't
whole can
know,
of
but
Zins in 2 days.
god damn. But you don't
Yeah,
have as many points as I do.
I don't. Uh,
650 people. I'm working my
I'm
way to that
down.
metal case.
I'm at 450 something.
Oh, dude, you didn't see it though. There is a trend going on right now where there are people buying large boxes of Zens, trying to claim all the points
Uh huh.
because I believe Zen Rewards has added a barbecue pit.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, the amount of Zens, I thought my stack was insane, but that's crazy.
That's wild. Yeah. Well, shit, buddy. Do you think we got time to do a quick confession?
Yeah, we can do that.
We'll just kill
Might as
one.
well keep the format.
Yeah, we'll just do
I'm fine
one,
with it.
and we'll call it done. All right. So before we go
This
into our
girl is on
favorite segment of the week,
fire.
spill the D. Let me tell you real quick about our friends at Honeysuckle. Um, we gotta shout them out. They're one of our biggest supporters. They're great friends of the show, and yeah. So go check out Honeysuckle brand and the Mood Room Garden and Bar. If you haven't checked them out yet, now is the time because Texas just passed that THC ban. So it's time to officially start stocking up, and it has to be number one priority because you don't want to run dry during this drought. All right. Luckily, Honeysuckle has you covered with their delicious and refreshing nectar seltzer, plus a whole lineup of top quality THC products that you do not want to miss out on. And speaking of things you don't want to miss out on, Honeysuckle is having their 420 Flower Hour event coming up soon on 420 in April. It's going down at the Mood Room Garden and Bar, located at 711 Milby Street, Houston, Texas, 77023. You can go find your tickets for that on an Eventbrite. Just look up the Mood Room Garden and Bar and you'll find it there. It's Honeysuckle's 420 Flower Hour. But that's not all. The Mood Room Garden and Bar is the best spot for events all month long. From live music to pop ups, and every Thursday night they host an open mic comedy night. So go check it out if you got jokes or if you just need a good laugh. Pull up and get in on the fun. And because Honeysuckle loves our listeners as much as we do, they're hooking you up with 15% off your first purchase when you use our special link that will be in the description down below. So don't wait, stock up all you can, sip on some nectar seltzer, and get ready to celebrate the right way at the 420 Flower Hour and all the amazing events that the Mood Room has weekly, monthly, and daily. All right, so make sure you go check out the Mood Room. And now let's get right into Spill the D. Spill the D is a segment on our show where we get listener confessions, questions, and sometimes they ask for advice. Sometimes they'll send us "Am I the assholes?" So if you want to join the conversation, follow us at the Weekly D Pod on all social medias. On X, you can send us your confessions or your questions using the hashtag Spill the D. If you want to go on our Instagram, there's an anonymous link where you can send your confessions anonymously. You can also send them to us through our email, weeklydpod@gmail.com.
Hey. Hyped up, heavy 808s, drop. Hey, it's time to let it go, let it ride. Spill the D, don't run, don't hide. Danny G, AOZ on the mic tonight. Anonymous confessions, let's shed some light.
All right, Alan, you ready for our one confession since you got to dip soon?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. All right. So, boom. I started in OnlyFans. You know, life's expensive, and my 9 to 5 wasn't cutting it. So I figured, why not secure the bag? Everything was going great. I was making money, minding my business until one fateful Sunday. We were at the family carne asada. Everything's chill. I'm eating my second plate of arroz con frijoles, and my little cousin pulls out his phone. He lights up the screen to check a message, and my soul leaves my body. Why? Because his lock screen, the one he just casually flashed for the whole world to see, was a picture of me from my OnlyFans. I nearly choked on my damn tortilla. I go into full Tia FBI mode and pull him aside like, explain now. And this little gremlin has the nerve to say, oh shit, you weren't supposed to see that. Sir, what? I started threatening him, saying I'll tell his mom, but I also don't want my whole family knowing about my side hustle. So I make him swear on Abuela's life to unsubscribe, delete everything, and never speak of this again. And I thought I had handled it. I thought it was over. But then my tia finds out. And instead of yelling at her son, instead of grounding him, she takes a long sip of her cafecito, looks me up and down, and goes, damn, mija. First of all, you out here being a broke OnlyFans girl. And second, what is he even paying to see? You got no chichis in front of the whole damn family. I wanted to pass away. I wanted to evaporate. My uncle spit out his beer laughing. My mom was screaming about how? Dios mío. Oh, wait, I fucked that up. My mom was screaming about how Dios is watching me. And my tia just sitting there eating her pan dulce, talking about how she should have bought me a push-up bra for Christmas instead. Now every family party I get roasted. Mira la estrella del internet. You want me to take a picture of you, mija? Maybe a new lock screen for your fans? I'm done. I'm retired. I will never financially or emotionally recover from this. Moral of the story: Latino families don't need therapy because they make sure you never have self esteem in the first place. God
God
damn.
damn. Man, lock screen of your tia. That's crazy.
Jesus Christ. No, the cousin. The little cousin. Lock screen of the little cousin. That is wild, bro.
No, I'm saying like the little cousin. Although it
Oh
said
yeah, yeah,
tia,
yeah.
but the little cousin Evan, yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's some Alabama activities right there.
That's
That little boy was
that's some Salvadorian activities there, buddy.
hell no. Hell no, buddy. That's Alabama.
Bro, that's wild, dude. Your little cousin having your OnlyFans. Worst
And
thing is
putting you
like
on the look screen and looking at you every day.
worst thing you know
God.
is he beat it to you, dude. He did his best Michael Jackson impression. Just
That
beat
phone's
it.
sticky as fuck.
Imagine, dude, because like the way OnlyFans works is you don't see who subscribes, you just get payments. Imagine how many times he's paid her for like a special video or a special message, and he's just beating it off to her, dude.
And she did like the custom video and everything too. Oy.
The worst part is the Thea, bro, calling her out for having no chichis. That's fucked up.
Wait, so then if she ain't got no chichis, does that mean she get the ass?
Probably,
You gotta have something to
probably
market. I mean, some people like
for sure.
sticks.
All right. I hate to cut this off, but I think my wife's mom is having an emergency,
Uh oh.
so I gotta dip.
All
All right.
right.
All right,
All
amigo.
right, buddy.
Thank you, buddy. Peace.
Peace.